guys, so I know I look a little bit less put together than usual, and that's because I wanted to do a get ready with me, because I am going to get lunch with my nan today, and I had some time before we're gonna actually go, and I like to watch these, and I figured that maybe I can make one for you, show you what my basic everyday look kind of is. I pretty much do just the same thing every day. Unless I want to like experiment with colors or something. I really like to use like different colors on my eyes and things and try new things out. But so I have all my stuff over here on the table, and I'm just gonna kind of go through and just show you what I do. Now I have a few breakouts. So, and one forming up here. You know when that, like when you're about to get a pimple and it just becomes like this weird red hurt spot on your forehead? I might go turn off the air conditioner.
I don't think you're going to be able to hear anything. Hold on. Okay, that's all. What I will do, I'm going to turn on my fan. Just so there's some air circulation.
So just in case you hear anything now, I do have the fan on just so there's a little bit of circulation now that I turn the air conditioner off, because I don't actually want to sweat in my own house. So yeah, so I'm just going to use a tiny bit of my foundation just to cover like some of the redness that I have today. And I use the L'Oreal True Match in the color Alabaster C1. It's the cool one because I have a more pink tone to my skin. And I actually picked this myself when I went to Ulta, and I asked the lady if this was a good match, and she was like, yeah, actually you picked a perfect color. And I was like, yes. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, actually. I'm just kind of going to, I don't know if you're supposed to shake it. I'm not a professional. Yeah, so I just kind of let a little bit of it collect in the cap, because that's all I'm really going to use. So I feel like this is going to be a recurring thing, so I'm just going to explain now. If you see a lot of jump cuts, I didn't really want this to be edited, because I kind of just want it to be like you're with me while I'm doing my makeup. But my camera, my good old Rebel T3i from like 5 years ago, loves to cut out every once in a while. Like it'll just stop recording. So if you see me kind of looking down and away, I have my little like apparatus set up where it's just my old makeup mirror. It's like an actual stand on a stool, angled in a way that I can see the back of my camera because I don't have one of the flip out screens. So this way I can keep track of if it's recording or not, even without my glasses, because I can see the red light. So where I was before it cut out was I am just putting a tiny bit of my foundation on all of the red spots on my face that I have right now. And basically there's no rhyme or reason to it because I'm kind of just covering up a little bit. But I don't know. I have tried a lot of different foundations over the years. Just because my skin is so sensitive and it's so dry. So finding one that did its job but also didn't make me break out and also didn't make my skin look like a shedding snake really took a lot of trial and error, and I have come to find that this L'Oreal color and formula is actually really nice, and it works. And I actually used it for a show that I was in, because the only time that I ever actually do like full on, like full face foundation, like heavy intense makeup is when I'm doing a show. And I was just recently in a show at my college, and I used this foundation every night, and my face could still breathe, and it was fantastic because that show was intense, intense stage time wise, in the fact that I had, you know, bright stage lights on me for a decent amount of time, and it held up, and I was very excited about that, because usually in the past I've used foundations that have like creased weirdly after a while, or have just like totally started to flake off from past shows. So I'm actually going to put my makeup bag over here. This is my makeup bag. It is mermaid scales, because why not? And I have a lot of stuff in here. Like too much to the point where I think I should probably do something about it. I probably need to get a new bag because it's getting a little crusty in there. So now I'm going to clean off my glasses. Jesus. So I'm just going to prime my eyes. I actually don't use a expensive primer because I found that like the cheaper primers actually work better. So this is Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. It's like, I think maybe $5, not even $5, from literally Walmart, and it works better than anything else that I've tried. So this might be almost out. Oh no, we still got some. So I'm gonna put a little bit just on the eyelid, just kind of rub it around. Nothing too fancy. I have little flakes of mascara from last night that I was not able to get all the way off my face. So I'm just gonna have to deal with those. I am one of those people, and I know this isn't a good thing, but like I'm one of those people who, if I'm just too tired and can't be bothered, I will sleep in my makeup from the day before, and I know that's really bad, but 9 times out of 10, if I have to go somewhere quickly the next day, like if I just have to like, what I was saying before my camera cut out again, is basically like if I have to go somewhere like the post office or the grocery store the next day, and if that's like the only place that I'm going and I've slept in my makeup from the night before and it still looks okay, I'll just kind of touch it up and then just go. And you know, because we're all about accessibility here. So while I try to think about what I want to do, while I let the primer just kind of sit for a second, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Now they're kind of still partially filled in from last night, but I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. It's not really a secret if you've ever looked back at my older videos, but my eyebrows are actually naturally blonde, which a lot of people then try to make the connection like, oh, are you a natural blonde then? Because no. There are a lot of redheads who have blonde eyebrows. I can name 3 who are my friends. But I started coloring my eyebrows in my sophomore year of high school because, shocker, I was in a show, and we did The Sound of Music as our spring musical. I guess I should tell you what I'm using. I use the Palladio eyebrow pencil in Auburn. It's the only eyebrow pencil that I've been able to find that has an auburn shade, and it's also the closest that I've ever come to actually matching my hair color, and I really, really love it. Like, and they don't even sell it in Ulta anymore. Like, they stopped selling it in the store, so I have to like buy them in bulk from the website, which is fine because one of these sticks honestly lasts me for months because I don't use too much of it at a time, and you're able to get a lot out of it in between like sharpening the stick. So yeah, I just kind of go for like a normal, I do kind of a bold brow, just because I have naturally like thick brows, so to fill them in as anything but what they are would kind of look weird, because from far away it would look okay, but if you got closer you'd be like, why is there like a strip of white above and below your eyebrow? So I just fill them in as they are, and you know, some days are better than others, but you know, eyebrows are meant to be sisters, not twins. Just make sure that they're at least cousins. Because I have had days where they look like they are not even from the same zip code. So I take a lot of pride in my eyebrows. I get decent feedback about them from people. They're like my thing. Like, I bet if I could probably guarantee if I asked my friends, like, what's the first thing you notice, they would say eyebrows. Yeah, I take a lot of pride in them because it's taken me a long time to figure out how to do them in a way that I like, and in a way that I feel like really matches me as a person. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Eyebrow people will understand. Like, they're the framers of your face, so you want them to be something that you're proud of. And generally, I'm pretty proud of them. I think I do a pretty good job. I think this might be one of the days where. So because I left them mostly filled in from last night, I had a pretty good like stencil to follow. And you know, sometimes it's really hard to tell though where I should start and end them. But I actually think this is going pretty well. Usually it could take me like 30 minutes just on brows because I'm that like anal about it. But I think we're looking pretty good right now. But yeah, so while I finish adjusting these, I want to talk about where I got the idea to even do one of these types of videos. As I was saying before, I like to watch these because I like to kind of just have, I kind of just like to have YouTube on sometimes as a, like, almost like a podcast, I guess, for if I'm doing other things. And as you know, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, link in the description, I have recently completely fell in love with Loie Lane and Haley Reese's videos, and Andrew as well. I've been subscribed to Loie for a while, and I've been watching her for a while, but I just recently got into Haley. And the three of them together are just like dynamite. And I just recently watched their Get Ready With Me, and that's honestly what gave me the inspiration, because I was like, wow. First of all, it reminded me so much of me and my own friend group. I think the eyebrows are done. I can't tell. I might have just royally fucked them up. But, you know, for right now, they look good. Sometimes you gotta just tell yourself to walk away, because if you keep messing with it, you're always gonna find something wrong. But yeah, what I was saying is, like, the three of them remind me so much of me and my two best friends. And, like, literally watching them get ready took me back to me and my best friend Nikki getting ready while we were away at a theater convention with our college. And our other friend Joe was just kind of sitting and watching and doing commentary as we were doing our makeup and getting ready, and it really just took me back to that. And so I wanted to kind of do that here, so I think it's fun. gotta check what time it is. Okay. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I don't know if you guys do this, but I have like a group chat running with my friends, and I don't talk on it very much. I'm more of an observer. But every once in a while it just really starts to get active, and God, that Facebook Messenger, like little ping, ping, ping. Okay, so now that I've done my eyebrows and I've kind of let my primer sit for a second, I'm going to be using a very dirty, wow. I use the Bare Minerals Bare Essentials palette. I actually got it from the FabFitFun box. My mom and I have been getting that box for I think a year now. I think it's been a full year, and it's really cool. Like we usually split the stuff in half because usually what I want from the box is stuff that she doesn't want from the box. So it's a pretty even split. I usually take all the makeup stuff because I like to experiment and try new things, and she knows what she likes, and that's about it. And I usually take like more of the beauty stuff and more of like the weird stuff. Not weird, but like the things that are just kind of extra, I usually take those. And this was in, or no, this was not. What's this? I don't remember if this was in the palette. I know the highlighter palette that I have is from that. I don't remember if this is. I think we might have just bought this. Yeah, I'm wrong. Whoops. We just bought this. But the other palette that I'm going to use is from the FabFitFun. Wow, I just really am trying to get that promo from them. But we genuinely do use the box and do really like it, but I got a little mixed up. So yes, the Bare Essentials palette from Bare Minerals. I'm going to use the first color, Exposed, just to kind of do like a little white base, or whitish base, for the rest of the colors that I'm going to use. And I just kind of pat that on. Kind of swipe it on a little. Just a little. Also, I don't know if you can tell, because it might be a little bit too overexposed with my light, but my brushes are themed. One of my favorite TV shows of all time is Supernatural, and my good friend, who is actually going to be my roommate for this upcoming school year, got me these brushes for a Secret Santa that we did in our friend group. And all of the brushes have the little, you know, anti-possession tattoo that the boys have. So I tell her that I use these every day, and I don't know if she actually believes me or not, but Hannah, I do use these every day. They are from Hot Topic, and they are literally the best brushes I have ever used. Like, they're so soft, and they work really, really well. Like, it's insane. Did I lose the other brush that I just picked up? It's over here. I got it, we're good. But I want to actually take a look, because I want to see what colors I want to use. What are we feeling today, kids? Because it's, I feel like it's like sunny, but kind of overcast out today, so I kind of usually go with the weather, kind of how I'm feeling. So I'll kind of do darker colors if it's like a darker day. So I think, I also like to kind of go with what I'm wearing as well, but I don't know that yet. So I think I'm going to go for more of the colors on the bottom here, like more of like the purpley dark colors, just because I kind of also want to match this lip color that I pulled out that I haven't used in a long time. So I'm gonna take this more like dense brush, and I'm going to take the color Hot Spell, number 11 right here, and I am going to Just kind of pat that all over the lid over top of that white that we did. I also think the purple color really like makes my my green eyes kind of come out, which is always fun. For green eyes, I've really noticed, like, with experimenting with colors, kind of colors that are kind of out there, like purples and even blue sometimes, and coppers and browns and things like that are really, really nice for green eyes. And I know I'm not the first person to come to that conclusion, but specifically for me, you know, purples really do it. So, sorry, I'm checking to see if we're still recording. We are, we're good. But yeah. I actually used this palette every day when I was in New York recently. I was in New York for 3 days, saw 3 Broadway shows in a weekend, which was insanity. But I use this palette every day. I really like it. Because they go on really smooth. Like the colors just kind of just so nice. So for the crease, I'm going to use Mystify, which is the color right next to the one we just used. It's a little bit of a darker purple. Not super dark, but it's just like a little bit extra. And I'll just kind of put that. I kind of try to do like a little like C shape, but it ends up just kind of being like a block of color that I'll blend out, and it usually ends up looking pretty nice. But sometimes I take it all the way over here, which I think I'm just gonna do. Yeah, so I'll blend that out more in a second, but I kind of just want to get the base of it down, or the, you know, before I start blending things. So yeah, I've been watching a lot more like beauty vloggers and things than I do normally. I don't know if anybody else has this kind of happen, but I kind of go through phases with YouTube where I'm subscribed to a lot of different people who do a lot of different things, and every once in a while I will just flip-flop back and forth between what I watch. Like for a while it was a lot of, like, I'll go from gamers to vloggers to daily vloggers to beauty people back to gamers. Like, it's weird. Like, I'll watch pretty much anything, and I have watched pretty much every kind of video you can imagine. But I have these weird phases where, like, I'll just jump from genre to genre, and I'll get, like, really, really obsessed with it for, like, a month. And then I'll switch back to another genre that I was just watching, like, 2 months prior. And, you know, because our interests change depending on what's going on in our own lives, and, you know, everybody needs, but I'm also really into, ASMR, actually. I, like, rely on those videos to sleep at night, and I have a few favorites. I really, really love, Karuna Satori, GB, Phoenician Sailor, Ephemeral, I can't pronounce that one, ER, I really like him, but yeah, I watch so much ASMR, like, I love it. It really, really, it works on me. I have it. I think it's a thing you can have. But like, GB especially, I really, really like her stuff because it's always just so creative, and really, really high production quality. But yeah, so I use ASMR to sleep, and I suggest it to you if you have trouble sleeping like I do. So I'm also going to take some of this Ensemble, which looks black, but it's kind of like a Sorry, I have like that weird skin that you get on the inside of your lip. It's gross, I know, but I'm sorry. It's called Ensemble. It looks black, but it's more of like a purplish black. And I'm just gonna put that like right on the bottom corner of my eye. Just kind of in like a little V like that, because I find that that kind of helps open the eyes. I have kind of eyes on the smaller side, which I've kind of always hated, but you know, it's fine. But I feel like this kind of helps open them up, and it also helps create more depth in the eyeshadow just in general. Yeah, so just kind of do like a little bit of a V, and then I will take my fluffier brush that has the dog hair on it already, and just kind of buff that out a little. Like I said, I'm not a beauty guru, so none of this is really perfect, but it is enough for a 20-year-old college student to get by, and that's how I live my life. Sorry if I sound a little like on the weird side. My allergies have been literally out of control, and I sound like I'm sick all of the time. Which it's not sickness, I promise. It's just pollen. Pollen is in the air, and it's in my nose, and it makes me sound like Squidward. I can't help it. So we're just gonna buff that out a little bit more. I really need to start doing makeup with this light more often, because wow, it really makes a difference. I can see everything so much better. Alright, well I think that's pretty buffed out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my glasses back on just so I can find it faster. I want to find a tiny brush, because I have some like really super tiny, like paintbrush tiny brushes that I use to do a little bit of like highlight in the inner corner. You I'm gonna use later. Or wait, no, I have a brush. There you are. See what I mean? Like, it's very tiny. And so I think, oh no, my bag fell over. Don't fall out. Wow, the more that I talk, my allergy throat is really really coming through strong. Wow, I sound like a 12-year-old boy. Good thing this is almost done, so that I can like drink tea or something. So I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this hard to get, that like light purple in the inner corner, just to kind of brighten it up. And I'm also gonna put some of my highlighter in there later on, but this is just to start it off. Because this is still kind of like it's not super glittery, it's just kind of like a soft light color that I kind of just like to put. Because it doesn't do much, but for me, I feel like it does something, and that is enough for me to use it. Yeah, so it just does a very tiny bit. While I have the tiny brush out, I'm going to wipe away some of the fallout, and also some of the mascara that I couldn't get off before I started this video. I know that was probably wrong, whatever I just did, but you know. So I'm going to take a little bit of Hot Spell, that middle purple color, and I'm just going to sweep it under my eye. I find doing this too kind of opens up the eye, especially if you do it only halfway under the eye, because it kind of gives that like effect that your eye is bigger than it is. So I also realize I'm doing the makeup face. I'm sorry, I can't not, like, I'll do that when I do this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now we're going to move on to eyeliner. And I have used the same eyeliner for about, oh God, wow, for a long time. I use the L'Oreal Infallible Super Slim in like the darkest black that they have. And I started using this because of Gabby Hanna, The Gabby Show. Because I watched one of her old videos when I first subscribed to her. Well, it wasn't an old video at the time. It was pretty new at the time. Because I've been watching her for a long, long time. She mentioned that she uses this eyeliner. And I love felt tip. I can only use felt tip liquid eyeliner. Like, I've tried in the past to use like the little paintbrush like kinds, and it just does not work. Like, I can't figure it out, and it always looks bad. And even when I would find one that I could use, it would dry in a way that it would like almost peel off my eye, which, you know, isn't ideal. So I started using felt tip, and this is the one eyeliner that works so well. This felt tip is like perfect. Sorry, I stopped talking. I had to get that wing. But like the felt tip is perfect. The color stays. It doesn't bleed. It doesn't like. I think I just screwed that up. But you know, it stays all day. It's just, it goes on so nice. You have a lot of control with it, and it's not expensive. Like, I literally buy this at Giant. Like, I buy this at the grocery store. Yeah, this, you know, the only downside is that user error. I can never make my two eyes look exactly the same. Well, that's pretty decent. But yeah, I've been wearing makeup for, I don't even know how many years. But I have never seen a day where my eyeliner has looked identical on both sides. I actually kind of did my wings a little bit sad looking by accident. I kind of have them going more straight out than I usually have them going more up. I might actually try to fix that. Because it's kind of doing it on this eye, but it's not so much on this one. I gave my left eye sad eye. So I'm going to try oh, yeah, see, this is where it starts to go bad. This is where mistakes are made. Yeah. It's a little bit of a thicker wing now, which isn't so bad. Try to even it out a little. There we go. Like, that's it's always the downfall of eyeliner, is that if you start to adjust and then you can't stop adjusting, and then it just, your whole eye becomes eyeliner. So the mascara I'm using is Ulta's brand, and it's Plush Drama in black, and I got it, actually Ulta was doing this thing where if you bought like, think it's like either 15 or something dollars in their brand. Then you got like this free makeup bag with like 14 pieces of stuff in it. And I did that because I am a slave to marketing and I love Ulta. And this was in that little like free kit. And this mascara, guys, oh my god. I love it. It doesn't make my eyelashes clumpy. It makes them look super long. I mean, I have long eyelashes to begin with, but this just makes them look amazing. And you can do layers of it and it doesn't get gross. It's really, really nice at like keeping the eyelashes like spread apart. But yeah, so I got it in a free set and I really, really like it. Like, look at that. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, so I don't wear fake eyelashes, because I have long eyelashes already, so I just kind of don't see a need. And I have tried before, and they look alright. I don't know. I will for a show if I need to, but for day-to-day life, I feel like my eyelashes are long enough. So I just kind of throw some mascara on them. And when I was younger, like, I always thought that as an adult I wasn't gonna have eyelashes because as a kid, even up until like, I want to say maybe my freshman year of high school, I had, and still have, really bad anxiety, and I would pull my eyelashes out like on the daily. Like, I would just be like sitting and not doing anything. I would just start like reaching up and just like pulling them out because I just like, I had to do something with my hands. And there would be like literal gaps in my eyelashes for like a long time. But then they started growing back in and I learned better ways to deal with my anxieties. And now I don't pull them out as much anymore. I still pull them out sometimes, but mostly because when they get mascara on them and it like dries funny and it's like crusty, I like to pull that off just because I'm weird and gross. But sorry, wanted to add a little bit more into there. I also really like adding mascara to my bottom lashes. Sometimes it looks like a spider, sometimes it looks fine. I've been on a pretty good streak of it looking alright. I also think it just kind of helps open up the eyes a little bit. Oh no. Oh, it's everywhere. Well, we'll rub that off. Alright, so, you know, that's pretty much the eyes done. I can't tell if I want to do any more of the purple underneath, because I feel like it's a little bit darker on the one side. But that's it for that, and now I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see you. Here is where the real FabFitFun product comes in. So we opened up our, I believe it was the spring box, summer box, I don't remember, whichever one we just got. If you also get these boxes, but whatever one like you just got in the mail like recently. I was very pleased to see the Pro Glow palette in there because I have always wanted a contour and highlight kit, because I want to learn how to do it better because I don't really know how to do it. As like I was talking about before, that show that I was in at my college, Nikki was also in it with me, and so was Joe, my other best friend. But she had to do my contour for me every night because I can't do it. I can do it with powder, which is what this is, thank God. But all we had when we were doing the show was like cream stuff, so she did it for me because she's like a master at that. But I'm slowly learning with the powder, and especially because this powder is so light. Like there is a cream over here, but I don't really use that because it's very dark. It smells like chocolate. Whoa, that was weird. I don't usually use this side because that's a darker kind of palette. I usually go for this side. You can see that I've been using this a lot because it's just lighter, and I feel like for me, as pale as I am, like lighter and more subtle is better for contour. So I'm just gonna do a little bit. I'm just gonna sit it down first and then blend it out. Yeah, like just a very tiny bit. I'm gonna drop everything. And I'm not holding this brush like from back here because it is a very fluffy brush. So I kind of like to create the illusion of a fan brush by like, I pinch it there and just kind of like furiously rub it. So yeah, just a little bit. I feel like if I do any more, it'll look like I have dirt on my face, and that is not a good look. So, I'm just going to take a little bit under here. Hide that double chin with powder. And now, my favorite part. I'm going to be using an eyeshadow brush for this just because it's very fluffy and I like the way that I can lay it down. And also, I don't own a fan brush. I want to, but I don't have one. So this is Stunner, and I adore this. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. I love it. I have just recently, been introduced to the world of highlighter, and oh my good god, is this beautiful. Like, I love it. Like, it just, I get it now. I get why all the beauty gurus and things, like, have coronaries over a highlighter. Like, it's so nice. And also, how do you stop? Because, like, I never want to stop. So yeah, we'll do a little bit down the schnoz. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so the camera cut out while I was talking, but I basically just put a little bit of that highlighter in the inner corner of my eye, and now I'm going to do my lip color, which I haven't used this in a very long time, so we're going to see if I even still like it. Sorry, my toe was like burning, that was weird. So it's the, once again, very inexpensive Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color in I don't know what the 655 HD Kisses? I don't know. I don't remember. But I haven't used this in a while, and let's see if there's a reason. It's very like berry colored. I have a lot of liquid lipsticks, like, and I usually, I have given my heart and soul to NYX Liquid Lingerie. Or, yeah, I think that's what it's called. The NYX matte liquid lipstick. Like, I have given everything to them. I have so many of those. I also really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I believe I have 3 shades of that. 2 more on the nude side, and then I have 1 like really dark, like red blood, or really dark blood color, that I really enjoy. I don't really discriminate when it comes to liquid lipstick. I also have 1 from ColourPop, just because I love to experiment, and I like to try new brands, new colors. It's because I'm on camera and I feel the pressure or what, but that is the fastest and the most accurately I have put lipstick on in probably 3 months. So, I might change this to a different color just because I feel like it doesn't match my eyes. It's a little bright. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've wiped off the old color, and I found one of my NYX lingerie in ruffle trim. This one is one of my favorites. I use this one a lot, and I feel like the color of this will work better with the darker eye. Yeah, because it's kind of like a peachy brown as opposed to that like really bright and like fruity color. Because we are not trying to look like a strawberry today.
I make a lot of weird faces when I'm putting on lipstick, I'm so sorry. There we go, that looked a lot better.
Okay, so now we come to the end where, well, I wouldn't normally do this at the end, but I'm going to take just a little bit of my NYX HD finishing powder and just kind of run that. I should have done this a lot earlier, but I kind of forgot about it until I looked at it right now. I'm going to take some of this, don't need a lot, and I'm going to put it over where I put that foundation earlier, just to kind of really like lock it in. Once again, I don't know if it really does anything, but it makes me feel like it does something, so that's why I do it. So we're going to close that up. And now, another lovely contender from the FabFitFun box. It's this Crown All Day Crown Pro all day setting spray. I usually use this, or I have a NYX brand that I use, and I also have an Ulta brand that I use that I bought for that free 14-piece set thing. Pretty much any setting spray works for me. I don't really have a preference. I do usually like to use something that is a little more matte, just because with as dry skin as I have, I've tried to use like the ones that make you look dewy, and it just kind of makes me look gross. So I found that the matte ones really work, so we're just going to do a few sprays of that. Oh, the anticipation. So we're just gonna kind of fan that. I don't have a fan, but I do have a mirror that is shaped like a fan. So that is going to have to do. And I also have a fan blowing air around the room, so that'll help too. Okay, and that is the finished everyday, just going out for a little bit look. So that's pretty much my everyday. That's what this is what I look like pretty much on the daily. And I've really enjoyed doing this, and it was actually kind of fun. It actually made me motivated to really like try my best and make myself look as good as possible, which was really nice. So while this little bit patch of setting spray still tries to dry on my face, this is going to be the end, and I really hope that you enjoyed this, because again, I really liked just being able to sit and do kind of like a laid back video for you where I just kind of got ready and chatted with you. So if you want to see something like this again, let me know. Also, give me anything else you want to see. I am down to do whatever you guys want to see. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!